And everyone, it's your boy Johnny Dunn. We are back with another one. Today, epic VeVe live stream. Today we got Jermaine Rogers, the Veil Specimen. Now, shout out to all the people who are holding the Darrow. We just saw that run up in price recently. I'm actually not a holder of that one. But we got Jermaine Rogers, the Veil Specimen, dropping today. Shout out to everybody who's joining today, joining the chat. We got Willow Kid in the building. How we doing, fam? We got Dubes. How we doing? How we doing, fam? Let me dive into the details here. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. We got the Sunday Red on today. Let's go. We got the common, 3,333 editions. It's the red one. Then we have the pink one, the uncommon, 2,222 editions. Again, these are not blind boxes. So let me go back here. We got $40 is the list price for the common, 3,333 editions. That's $40. Then we have the $50 uncommon, 2,222 editions. I was getting so used to the blind boxes, I forgot this is not a blind box. Then we have the rare, 1,777 editions. This is $70 list price. And the final one, we got the ultra rare, 999 editions for $90. Let me know in the chat which one we are going for today. Originally, I was going to go for the common or the uncommon just to try to lock one in. You guys know I've been struggling big time with the drop, so I'm just trying to lock one in. I don't even care what it is. I just need to get one for my confidence going. There was a point on VeVe where I was having the most confidence in the world, getting all the drops, but then reality kicked in, and I've been struggling big time. So we're just trying to lock one in today. Sheesh, Tiger, is that you? You got Tiger Cub. How we doing, Orlando? Up with the doggo all night last night. Market's still pumping. We got Todd over 11K, I think it's at right now. Last time I checked. Shout out to all the Todd holders. I mean, it wasn't long ago when people were just telling me, stop buying the Todd. There's too many editions. People thought 7,500 editions was going to be too many editions for Todd. They didn't have the long-term vision. Everybody, it's mostly because everybody's in the crypto space, and people are in the crypto space. They're so in the micro, which rightfully so. You kind of have to be tuned into all these charts moving all the time. So especially in the NFT space, everybody's so zoomed in, and everybody's thinking, especially back then, there was only 10,000 people in total in the app. People were telling me, stop buying the Todds. There's more limited items you could get. They didn't realize that hundreds of thousands of people would be here, millions. And that's the first VeVe NFT. I think 10K is only the beginning. Maybe we see minor dips, but crazy blue chips like that, things that are iconic part of history, I don't see too big of retracements ever really happening with those big collectibles. I think people are going to be blown away by the prices of Todd in just the next few months, in the next couple of years. VeVe's going to be here for the next few decades. That's what people don't understand. You don't have to take a chance on, a mysterious co-founder. We know all these people. You can do your research on David, Dan, Al Khan. This is a legendary team that runs VeVe. And when you're partnered with $100 billion companies, they're not just going to do something for a quick little pop-up NFT, capitalize on the buzz. They're going to do things for their legacy. They're going to do things for the IP brand that's going to last a decade. They're not going to take chances on random NFT companies. Willow Kids going for the Specimen 04. Let me go over what they're actually called, because each one has a different name. So the common's called Specimen 72. The uncommon is called Specimen 129. The rare is called Specimen 80. And Specimen 04 is the ultra rare. So Willow Kids going big or going home. Let's go. Dude's going for the uncommon gang. That's a good point, Willow. I mean, chances suck on all of them, so you might as well go big or go home. Jesus wept. How we doing? How we doing? I think these are going to be pretty valuable if you get the ultra rare. There's less than 1,000. So it's going to be interesting to see what they go for. I'm not sure how expensive or valuable the common, uncommon will be. I think it may have to wait until we get on the IMX, Immutable X, for those to really pop. I think all the artist collectibles will pop once we get on IMX. Once that's actually live and running and we can, transfer these NFTs over there. If I do get the ultra rare, I'm a big fan of Jermaine Rogers. I wish I had the money to collect his work. I really wanted the choices full set, but I don't have the full set of the choices. I only have the red one. had to make sure I at least snagged my favorite one of those. So the Red Assassin was definitely my favorite piece from Jermaine. And since I wasn't able to collect that whole set, I would like to collect all of the work from one artist. But since I don't have that set, I'm going to pass this one up. If I get the ultra rare, I probably will flip this one into some more items, or just hold the gems for some bigger drops. Floor jumps on Todd are crazy. Might be 20K by Monday. I agree, Joe. A lot of people are thinking 50K by the end of the year. I was saying minimum 100K. People don't realize what they're holding. They still don't. I've been screaming since March. You know, when I talk about how these are premium licensed digital collectibles, people, it just goes in one ear and out the other sometimes. People like to joke on it all the time, but it's going to be funny because that's the way the world's moving. People are going to want the first Batman, the first Superman, the first Spider-Man. Someone off the street, just an average person, that's what they're already into. That's what they're already fans of for the last couple decades, right? So I do think we're going to see a major shift in this space to where people start going after those licensed branded collectibles. And then I think OpenSea has done a great job for artists, because on OpenSea, an artist like myself, or say It's Wonderful, shout out to Pineapple Gang, someone like him, you can make a career living just by selling your art directly to the fans. And so OpenSea, I think there's a lot of benefits for that. But right now, I think it's just a wild, wild west where anybody can just come up with a project. And that's the kind of issue that we're seeing right now. There's just too many projects over there. So shout out to all the projects over there. I talk about all the time. Just want to reiterate it. You know, I want to see every NFT project do well and be successful, because the way I see it, you know, the NFT space is going to be so big to where I do see, unfortunately, 95% of these projects probably not lasting long, just because it's going to get oversaturated. I want to see every project do well. I want to see everybody be successful, because I think at the end of the day, everybody's a fan of something. And since VeVe is going to have something for everyone, I think the more people that pile into the NFT space, the more people that are going to find VeVe and love it. So I want to see all these projects do well in OpenSea. I hope every single one lasts, because the more people that pile into them, the more people that are going to find VeVe. So I want to see all these projects last. I just have a feeling that a lot of people are going to get burned, because most of them may not last. Only bought one Todd, and he's slowly becoming my favorite collectible. I felt the same way. Red Hot Snacks, appreciate you big time for joining. You know, Todd was not my first collectible I bought on VeVe, but I did buy a bunch of them for retail back then. It was once I realized the importance of it, the significance of it, the aesthetics of it grows on you. It really does. It was not my favorite looking collectible at first, but once I understood it, the more I kept looking at it, the more I kept just researching what this meant to VeVe. It was a no-brainer for me. I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually sick looking too. Like, it just makes you open-minded to what this really is. How to get myself the Todd McFarlane Batman. And also shout out to Sean, man, from Comics and Crypto. Hooked me up with a couple other comics. The one in the middle there. The one over on the other side. Had to get it, you know, symmetrical. Had the Todd Batman up there for a while now. I got a couple of them. Let's go. That's awesome. Yeah, his jam was fire. Or I'm sorry, your jam was fire, Willow. Yeah, we definitely got to get something going for sure. Which collectible do you go? Which collectible do you go on this drop? You get to pick you get to pick whichever one you want to go for. Here's the examples right here. Not the examples, but the options. I don't know. Originally, I was going to go for the uncommon or common, but Willow's actually making me think I want to go for the ultra rare now. I hate going for the ultra rare these days just because my confidence is not high right now. So I want to lock one in. I was going to go for the common or uncommon. But I'm growing some confidence right now just because I'm going to flip it either way. And if I get a common, uncommon, I'm probably not going to be able to flip it. So I may try to get lucky here and go for the ultra rare. Chances are slim, but my chances have been slim the last couple of weeks. So I'm kind of changing my strategy on the fly right now. I think the best looking one is probably the rare. What do you guys think? I'm a big fan of the rare. The rare is the black and white panda looking one. Yeah, I like the panda looking one. Panda. Yeah, it's probably my favorite one. Facts. Preach JD. Like that's the thing. People I feel like get defensive almost, and it shows me that like they may feel threatened from VeVe. Like I talk about how I love VeVe so much and how I think it's going to be the number one platform, and people think because they hear me talk about how much I love VeVe, they may feel like I'm talking bad on other NFT projects. But like I say in every video, you guys know who've been watching me for a while, I want to see every NFT project do well. Because if every NFT project does well, it's that many more people that are going to find VeVe. So let's go. We got Punch in the building. We are true champions. Oh, geez. That's a fact, Punch. I mean, VVOG is going to be an iconic tag. I was just talking to someone for a little bit ago. And I was telling him, I'm like, bro, like people are going to pay crazy amount of money just to get some collectibles to be considered a VVOG. This is an app that's going to be here for the next couple of decades. So anyone who's a VVOG, anyone who's had that foresight from the beginning, you're going to be a legend. I mean, we're all pioneers in this space right now. We got Jerry. How we doing, fam? How we doing, brother? Let's go. Been striking out so much anyways. Why not go big? Full send or no send? That's a fact, Willow. That's how I'm feeling right now. At first, I just wanted a collectible. But the more I kept thinking about it, I was like, you know what? I'm probably going to flip these anyway. Unless I got a comment and it was a high mint and it wasn't that valuable in the market, I would just keep it. But I kind of need some gems. So I'm looking at it like, this is my opportunity right now. Why not go for an ultra rare? If I don't get it, I probably wouldn't have gotten a comment anyway. So yeah, the pink's going crazy. A lot of people like the pink. Specimen 129. And they did say there's an Easter egg with these collectibles. You know what I'm thinking with these? These are going to like dance or something like that. Or the eyes, I think, are going to move back and forth. Because if you look at them, all the eyes are kind of looking like out. I got a feeling there's going to be, because they did say there's some kind of Easter egg. I'm thinking it animates some way. Like it moves, like it shakes a little, or their eyes move back and forth. Like the little pupils or something. It does look like almost they have a chest opening, like the chest layer that's a different color on a lot of them. What if that like opened up and you got another collectible in there? How crazy would that be? I think that's a little too in depth for what the Easter egg could be. I think it's more so maybe a possible animation or something interactive with the other Darrow or something like that. Good morning, good luck, Decon Collectibles. Make sure I'm not missing the drop here. 16 minutes to go. Decon Collectibles have just sat there with no huge price movement. Your opinions if I should sell, Vulture, or hodl? Great question, Joe M. I think the Decon Collectibles are just stagnant right now because everyone's focused on those big brand IP collectibles. But we do know that in another, it's close. It's right around the corner. We don't know how many weeks are left, maybe a week or two. That all these Decon artist collectibles are going to be transferable, interoperable with IMX, Immutable X Marketplace. So I believe when that happens, and we're able to send these NFTs to IMX Marketplace to sell them for Ethereum, a lot of these artist Decon collectibles, I think, will go off, especially if it's from a popular artist already. I think that Vulture one will do pretty well. It's already a full set on VeVe by itself. I actually did sell mine, unfortunately. I think I like the way it looks a lot. I'm a big fan of the aesthetics of that one. Artistic design, all the colors on that one. Big fan of that one, actually. I think it's all gonna depend on your situation. Do you absolutely need the gems? I needed the gems, so that was my collectible that I was okay with getting rid of. I'm not too attached to that one. I think everything on the VeVe app is going to go up in price and value. Not financial advice, just my thoughts. So it comes down to like you have to make decisions. You have to say sacrifices. I was just talking to a couple of people about this. Not everybody, unless you have Ray Fixie kind of money, right? We have to make sacrifices. I chose, even though I think Vulture will go up, I chose to put those gems to use to somewhere else, something that I liked a lot more. So, but again, I may have different taste than you. I'm more so about those big branded IP branded NFTs, unless I find an art design that I absolutely love or something like that. Ooh, number 700. So to answer this question, Joe M, maybe hodl it if you don't need the gems till IMX and see what that, does for the prices. So it's only at like 300 right now. I think there's still more room to grow. And it also depends what's the next big collectible to drop. If we see another like non-FA, not huge collectible, I think the market's just going to keep running. Once we see the huge collectible drop, Darth Vader FA, the Hulk FA in 3D format, Wolverine FA, like just iconic drops, that's when I think we may see a little retracement on collectibles like Vulture or anything that's not huge blue chip. But who knows? Maybe it's on IMX by then, and then it won't really matter, right? Jimmy Lee Joker is one of my favorite collectibles, my man. Awesome that you have a number 700. That's a clean number, too. That's going to do really well. I have a 3-digit. It's like a 5 something. It's not as clean as 700. I think a 700 will do really well. That's going to be one in the future to where, if you wait a little bit longer, you could sell that 700 for a good amount over the floor price, and then buy back the floor probably and still profit the difference. That's why I like having these low mids, because you're able to do that. You got options. You can keep it. You could sell it for a premium, not buy back the floor. I think Jim Lee Joker being a season 1, being that Joker FA, they're going to release more Jokers that won't be FA. This is going to be a huge one right here. I would keep that FA Joker. Ultraman Rare was the one that sold first. Not sure what you mean by punch. Thoughts about Ultraman and Voltron? Ultraman, I'm a huge fan of. Very, very bullish on Ultraman. We just saw a huge run up on Ultraman. I think with the different countries getting involved, that's going to blow up big time. Season 1, 2. And Ultraman's just not a popular superhero character in America. But it's like the Superman in a whole bunch of other countries. So that's going to be big long term. Wish I had enough gems to stack that up. Should have stacked up earlier. Wasn't able to get the gems in time. That's the biggest thing right there, is being able to keep gems on deck for new drops, but also being able to use the gems wisely, optimally into the ones that you really should be stacking. Voltron, I do have the full set of Voltron. I don't think it's going to go crazy, but we may just have to wait until another DreamWorks NFT comes. DreamWorks has a lot of sub-companies, like subsidiaries, like so many different companies that they own. We're going to see a lot of DreamWorks NFTs, I think, in the future. And Voltron is the first ever DreamWorks, so that's why I think it's pretty big. It's not the old school Voltron that everyone knows, so it's kind of hurting it a little bit. Stacking rare Groots. If he loses the core and dances to other songs, rock it. This is one thing that I think a lot of people aren't realizing. With these animated collectibles, Spider-Man, Captain America, Groot, everything else that's animated, I think eventually we're going to be able to customize these animations. Maybe it's the Master Collector Program points that unlocks it. Whatever unlocks it, I think these animated collectibles will be able to change the animation eventually at some point. That's one thing that most people haven't really, thought about, I don't think. And that's just the way I've been seeing it. These animated collectibles will be able to change their animation based on your power-ups or however you upgrade it, etc. But they've talked about how upgrades, customization will happen. So I think we're going to be able to customize these NFTs by their animation and by the way they look. So I think we will be able to take the decor off. Yep. So this one's a little bit different than the other blind boxes. This is not a blind box. So for this one, typically a blind box, as you guys know, as the time runs out, the buy now button will click right here. Make sure you guys are not waiting for the buy now button to pop up right there. It's not popping up right there. In order to go for this, say if you want the common, you have to click on the common and go for this buy now button when the timer ends. So you have to go to the individual collectible to click the buy now button. So again, say if you want the ultra rare, boom, you go on the ultra rare, and then you go to this buy now screen. It's not a blind box, so you have to go to the individual collectible and actually go for that. This is like the old school way drops always were. I was a huge fan of this way until we got millions and millions of users. And then it's like, whoa, we can't do this style anymore. The blind boxes, I think, are a little bit better, at least, even though I've been striking out big time. But again, I'm so fortunate and blessed that I kept my collection. I didn't sell them because these are all bonuses for me, the way I look at it. So anybody else who has a big collection right now, don't freak out if you don't get a drop or anything like that, right? You've already been blessed. These are all just bonus opportunities right now. Bought a Creeping Darrow for 1.2K, hoping for a little pump. It's that boy Kyo. What's up, brother? How we doing, fam? Appreciate you for tuning in and joining. Yeah, so the Darrow did pump already a little bit, but I mean, who knows? Maybe this is interactive with the Darrow, and if that's the case, expect a huge pump on Darrow. I'm so happy you started going hard with the comics. Oh, Punch, me too, man. I became obsessed with the comics, man. They grew on me big time. Big fan of a lot of the comics. And I'm glad to see Cavell. Cavell had a great point today. I watched one of his videos. Haven't watched a lot of his videos recently. Haven't had the time. But peeped one, and it was about the low mint commons, or just common comics versus the secret rare. And I was like, yes, let's go. Because you guys know I've been big on the low mint commons forever. And I got a lot of hate for it. A lot of people are saying, like, how could you think a common's going to be more valuable than a secret rare? And I really don't know. I just think that low mint commons are super slept on right now because, like I keep saying, and Cavell said every single point that I've been saying. So it was just like, wow, great minds think alike. So think about it. The Marvel Comics #1, the one that just sold for millions of dollars, the one that's selling for millions of dollars, the one that everybody wants is the common. That's the same as the physical counterpart. And people say, yeah, but scarcity. It is scarce. Think of the low mint commons. VeVe takes the first 500 of those. So in order to have a low mint common, Marvel Comics #1, it's a 1 of 500 collectible. There's only 500 available that are 3 digits. So think about that. There's only 500 available that are 3 digits. Common. How many secret rares are there? 600. So there's actually more secret rares than there are 3-digit commons. Think about that. And on top of the Marvel Comics #1, the common is the one that is the same physical counterpart as the one that's selling for millions of dollars. So when you add those two together, and you also think about all the other common blue chips. What's Todd? What is Todd? Todd's a common. It's not a secret rare that VeVe made up. The secret rare covers are, the ones that Marvel made up, which is awesome because the scarcity is already built in, right? When you have a super limited item, it's going to have value just because of that scarcity alone. But that's not going to drive the entire value of it. Popularity, demand, that's what's going to drive the real value of it. Popularity is going to make something scarce. So, Wonder Woman, that's a common. Elsa's a common. FA Joker's a common. FA Harley Quinn's a common. So, I mean, I love the fact that they just talked about that. Are you aligning the buttons and spamming as the timer goes down or just waiting for the timer to go down? Mike Molina, there's a couple different strategies. A lot of people like to do that, align the timer and spam it. I'm not good with that way. I've only tried it once. I didn't have success with it. I don't feel confident with that way. I don't feel comfortable doing it that way. So I'm a big fan of just doing the one tap method. I will kind of back out and come back in or refresh the page just to make sure that the timer is accurate. I don't align it with anything. Maybe I should do that. I should go to a website like time.io or something like that, people say. But I just kind of back out when there's about like a minute left, maybe 50 seconds or something like that. Come back in and give it a go. Yep, you just choose one of them, Jonas. Willow Kid, I'm sticking to the thought process that one day Decon 2021 collectibles will be highly sought after because it was the first ever event VeVe attended in person. Little thing could add to its significance. I agree. Willow, if you look on VeVe's Instagram, this is something that I peeped. I don't have too many full sets of Decon. The only one I do have is the first Decon set ever, which I did that for a reason, obviously. And because there's 666 editions, I felt like it was pretty limited. And so what I noticed is on VeVe's Instagram, what's their one highlight? Wow, right? So VeVe made one highlight. VeVe just got the 113K followers, which is crazy. I remember following VeVe when they had under 1,000 followers. Think about that. Crazy. Crazy. They had 900 followers. I was telling everybody, yo, follow them. They're going to blow up. People were just laughing at me. Digital Batman. How we doing, Audible? Man, this coffee is not making my stomach feel good at all. I got to stop drinking coffee. Water it is. Going on a huge water diet. Darth Vader's going to be crazy. Is DeLorean really up to 1K already? Wow. I remember the DeLoreans when they were $180, the ultra rare. It's the first car ever on VeVe, so I think it's going to be a big deal long term no matter what they drop. Every car is going to look amazing after this, but I think being the first car ever, it's going to be iconic. Imagine if the VeVe DeLorean's actually worth more than a real car one day. I think it could be. Crazy, Willow. I mean, it was almost like the gods were listening to you, right? Talked about Ultraman, and they just boomed. Cyrus, thoughts on today's drop? I think it's going to be pretty cool. I don't think it's going to be a holy grail, but I think there's going to be people who collect all the Jermaine Rogers artwork. So I think people will collect these. Drop a like for JD, fam. Big time. Appreciate you guys big time liking the video, subscribing, running up the comments, live chat. All helps the algorithms. Appreciate you guys big time. Voltron is my favorite. I think it's growing on a lot of people. Which one do you recommend to go for? David, if you want to try to lock one in, I would say the common or the uncommon. It's going to be hard no matter which one you go for. So for that reason, and because I'm also probably going to flip this one, I'm going to try my luck with the ultra rare. Let's go. Can you imagine if I get the ultra rare? People will be pissed. See, Spill, how we doing, brother? Good morning. Good luck, everybody. Don't know if I'm going to be able to wait till the market opens up today. My stomach is acting up big time again right now. It was fine before the live chat started and took a couple sips of coffee, and oh my gosh, it is killing me right now. Original cover art goes a long way. I agree, Crypto King. 5 commons of the Ultraman and Willow. They take the first 40 comics. They do. Except for the Marvel Comics #1, they took the first 500. So that's why if you look at the Marvel Comics, you see the first one available. It's 501. That's like a 10.0 grade in my eyes. Like that's like a 9.8. Perfect Marvel Comics #1. That's going to be $1 million, I think. Maybe one of the first commons that are $1 million. A 501 Marvel Comics #1. We got 1 minute left. Maybe it's a Todd, though. I think Todd could get up there. Let's go. I'll be handing out free admissions to people. Let's go. Renting skateboards or something good. Let's go. I mean, renting's going to be huge. Great move getting those Ultramans, Willow. All right, guys. 40 seconds to drop. 37 seconds to drop. First ever stamp on VeVe. Knight Rider's going to be big. 25 seconds. 20 seconds. Oh, all right. 10 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Bye now. Nope. I got the too many people. Like, oh man, I went for the ultra rare too. I got the overload message. Too many people in the system was overloaded. I evaluated my vault. It is crazy. Let's go, Punch. Missed out big time. I had it saved on my wish list. I probably shouldn't have done it. Let me know if anybody went for it. Did anybody get an uncommon or common? Maybe I should have went for it, but No biggie. Fun under the sun. Smash that like button for good luck. Let's go. Anybody get blessed today? Might be able to, but people are gonna call me crazy because there's 15,000 editions, right? Or 12,000. Think about it, right? 12,000 editions for the first car ever on VeVe. We're gonna have 10 million users soon. Like, imagine when all the cars are rolled out. We have all the car collectors. You know, there's Lamborghini probably one day. We know they have Fast and the Furious, like GM classic cars, futuristic cars. You're telling me people aren't going to pay a premium for the first car ever on VeVe? It was a DeLorean for a reason. Like to go back to the future, grab the first car ever. And it's going to look iconic too. I think there's a reason why they did the black and white, the first ever set, because it's like history, black and white, you know? Dubs in the chat, let's go. Oh, Willow got the timer glitch. L common. Thanks for your chat, brother. Yeah, Al, hopefully that helped, my man. I think, Al, you asked a question earlier, right? Or was that not you? Big L. Timer reset. Wow, everybody got the timer reset. So did anybody who went for the uncommon or common get any luck? Wait till they make these delos drivable. Crypto King, you hit the nail on the head, man. When these DeLoreans get drivable and you can remote control the com and the ultra rare is gonna be like 10K. Ultra rare is gonna be out of reach. Okay, yep. DeLorean car is like 1K. Yeah, I think DeLorean, it's expensive because we just saw like 800, 600. It was 180 at one point months ago. But stuff that's the first of, I don't think will go down much. Like, okay, it's 1K. You may be like, or if it's like 900 closer, you may be like, if you buy now, maybe there's a dip back to like 700 and it dips 200. But that's just a temporary retrace. Like, I think if you really want to lock that in, I don't think you should be worried about a couple hundred, up or down. Think like long term. And that's the way I think of a lot of things. If I really, really want this collectible, like the Bart Simpson is the perfect example. When Disney dropped, I knew Bart Simpson and Homer were going to go crazy. I knew that was iconic because it's the first one Disney ever released. Whether you will have the argument is the first Disney NFT, whatever. End of the story. The first NFT that Disney licensed released, it was Homer and Bart. So when that dropped, it was only $70 in the marketplace. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I need to get this. Couldn't buy it, kept saying error. So I scrolled down and paid for $200. And this is what I mean. I was willing to pay $200 for when it was 75, 70 bucks. And I said to myself, I don't care if it stays down or whatever. Long term, I knew this was going to be over $1,000. So I just had to lock one in. And so, like, it's almost, I think of that like with the DeLorean. If you really want that collectible and you really think it's going to be iconic long term, trying to time it perfectly is not going to happen. Maybe you don't time it perfect and it dips from 1,000 to 700 and it looks like you just took an L, right? Stay convicted on your belief that it's going to be big long term, and probably in the next couple months it goes crazy again. So, not financial advice, just things that I think about. I was robbed. Thinking about selling my Mickey Uncommon and buying ultra rare Delo. See, it's so tough, Crypto Dizzy, just because like a lot of these are gold. So it's like, do I sell this gold piece for this gold piece? Do you have any of the other Mickeys? If you do have the other Mickeys, maybe I think Mickey's going to be iconic, but so is the Ultra Rare DeLorean. If you have a bunch of other Mickeys, or at least the common, maybe it'd be okay. If that's your only Mickey, it's tough to do that then. Great point. I lost an auction for $790 last week. Oh, you almost got out. Yeah, I think it was around like $850 maybe, right, last week. I wanted to get another one. I wanted to get like a second or third one. I had 3 at one point, but had to let them go. Wow, they're all animated, it looks like. I knew they were going to be animated. Wow. Oh, wait, they're not animated. Oh, they are animated. They do have a chip on their head. Wow. I guarantee you this like interacts with the Darrow. Wow, this is pretty freaky, right? It's got the chip on his head. Like they're being controlled. Wow. Did I not call that? I knew they were going to be animated or something. These will go nuts in the market. I agree. Take it easy, JD. Have a good one, fam. Got to catch up on sleep. I'm exhausted. Yeah, dude, it's me too, man. Later today, that is something I'm going to do is catch up on sleep tonight for sure. Ooh, Raul, what's your price prediction on the 97 Joe M Batman? This is one of my favorite collectibles, to be honest. So mad that I only have one left, but it means a lot to me because it's a 615 mint. It's a 3-digit mint number. Wow. My boy just told me they sold a tie to get a car. That's crazy. I didn't know he did that. I had no idea. That's crazy. VeVe's really blessing so many people out there. Unbelievable. Hey, dudes, yeah, appreciate you big time for tuning in. I'll catch you next time, my man. Anyway, let me go on this. Joe M. Batman. I love this one so much. I still have my original one I bought from the store for retail, my 3-digit. Love Joe M. I love Joe M because, one, the way it looks. It's the only crouching Batman. But it's a series one. So it's part of the first set ever on VeVe. Rizzo. This is going to be a house one day. This is like 25K. That's going to be out of reach. Todd is like 11K already. That's going to be out of reach. That's like 100K collectible. We have Becky Batman. The Becky is the rare. There's so few editions of those. That's going to be out of reach. That's going to be the third one that's out of reach. That's already like 2K, almost 3K. And then you have Joe M. Batman. Joe M, I've always been saying, is going to be the last one people are like hoping to get. Hoping to at least have one of that first set ever. I love Joe M. Batman. I think 1.1K or 1.4K, whatever it's at right now, it's only going to go up. Maybe it goes up slower than the other ones, but that's going to go up. How do you think FA Wonder Woman will do in the future? I'm glad it's around 1K. Yeah, I'm glad it's there too. I think that was like a consensus around the community. I think everybody knew it was going to get there. Just a matter of time. They have a chip, bro. They are not your friends. Yeah. That's pretty cool that they got the chip in the head. I think Wonder Woman's going to continue to slowly rise for sure. Right. They were 250. Let's go. FM got a rare on the drop. VeVe is like Bitcoin in the beginning. Just hold and win. Facts, Punch. Facts. And like just like Bitcoin, there's obviously ups, there's downs. You can try to day trade it. It's risky. Just hold. Not financial advice. That's just what I like to do. Mad love, y'all. Peace out. Appreciate you, outright. I was able to get the Joe Mad for 850. Oh yeah, Jose, that's awesome, man. 850 is solid. It's crazy how they were so much cheaper, like half the price for so long, but it took a while for that one to run up. Finally, people are understanding that's part of the first set ever. I think what happened was it just took months for people to realize how impactful VeVe's going to be. Can't believe JD, how rich we got just off VeVe. Wow, it's only just beginning, my man, too. Do you think that 89 Batman who last could go the next week to 700, 800 gems? It is the second and only FA Batman. Yeah, Knight Rider. I'm surprised FA Batman was slept on for so long. I think Ray was just pumping it up big time. He was just buying a bunch of them. So, I mean, it's a Batman FA. I've been saying forever, these FAs should go off and just didn't. It took a while to go off, but we're seeing it finally happen now. So, FA Batman. Yeah, there's a lot of additions, so maybe things that have a lot of additions always have the chance to temporarily retrace if it's not like your holy grail blue chip, just because you have a lot more people at that point willing to take profits earlier. But as soon as they take profits and it gets in those collectors' hands, they're not selling it. Hold and win. Wow. Big L clock restarted. Wow, Kelvin. The clock reset happened to so many people today for some reason. JD inviting you to my place in Miami. Get ready. We have utility. Let's go. You need a 2-week vacay. Yo, I really do. I really do. Let's go. Punch. Let's go. The Joe Mad is displayed as the first VeVe drop on the app. I know it's not, but when you display from old to new, it's the first. Really interesting. Interesting. These commons price surges have changed my whole mindset. Buy everything I can. Like, yeah, man. I mean, that's why Reese has always said, collect what you love. I mean, because everything's going to go up on VeVe. They've understood this from the very beginning. Well, the beginning of the takeoff. Everyone's going to be on VeVe. Like, think of the closed doors conversations that they've had most likely with these big time brands, right? What do you think they're talking about with Disney? How we can survive a year? No, they're probably working on like year 4 things right now, right? They're going to be here forever. Disney, like all these big time brands solidified that. They have lawyers out the wazoo, right? They vet these teams, Comey, make sure that they're gonna, they have all their trust in their entire portfolio with the Comey. I should tell you everything you need to know. Batman Who Laughs, let's go, Amon Assad. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's an FA Batman. FA Batman. That's all. That's all you need to know. Not too many of those in the world. I stacked everything I could. Hate selling early, but I always reinvested and never took money out. Yeah, Punch. That's the thing, right? Most of us, I would say most of us, we don't have unlimited money. So a lot of us got lucky. We were here early, stacked as much as we could, and then it was about just reinvesting those as they ran up in price. How do you keep your collection growing, right? You never want to sell off those blue chips, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get another blue chip, or worst case scenario, keep the collection growing. So like for me, I would have never been able to get my collection to where it's at today if I didn't stock up on the 7 FA Jokers, the 7 FA Harley Quinns, all the Todd Batmans I got. So like, yeah, it'd be amazing to still have those, but I wouldn't have the collection I have today. Like, got the wall. Like, I feel like it's been a blessing. It's all been a blessing. You seen the new Tap Strays video? I haven't watched the whole thing just yet, but I think I saw the title of it at least. That's the thing. There's so many content creators. I haven't been to have a chance to watch everybody's, but that's definitely one. Shout out to Taps. Definitely will try to watch that. I'm out, JD. Appreciate you, Willow, as always, for tuning in. Let's go. Drew Seller got my first Todd the other day at 8.6K. Let's go. See, it sounds crazy to people. People watching are like, dang, you paid that much for a Todd? That's just because they were here months ago when they saw the price at, 300, 1.5K, 3K, 5K. They weren't buying it. So, like, they see it finally keep running up. And I'm glad you pulled the trigger because now it's at 11K. Todd's one of those collectibles. It's a must have for everybody, I think. And there's only 7,500, so not everybody can own one. There's going to be people who rent one just to say they have the first VeVe NFT. I also think people will rent comic books big time because comics, you can actually read them. And we all make mistakes, my man. I mean, that's the beauty about VeVe is that you make mistakes, you learn from them. They hurt at the time, but it's all about just learning from them. So you don't make the same mistake later when it means even more. Yeah. Yep. Ecomi's valuation, Ecomi Wiki. That's just the floor valuation. That won't include your low mints or anything like that. Yep, they're all technically animated. That is cool. Oh, I did hear him talk about this. We are the number 3 in the world market cap as a billion. Number 3 in the world market cap is a billion. Like the top 3 NFT projects. This is something that I've been saying since March. I've been saying that we're gonna flip all these other NFT projects, and people like took that as like a moon boy. People are saying I'm a moon boy. People are saying that can't happen. I've been saying that VeVe is going to be the best NFT platform in the entire world for decades to come, forever. But it just took time for people to realize like, oh, this is for real. This isn't just like he's not just saying this like no, I've been saying this for months and months and months. And it stinks because when other NFT platforms hear me talk about how much I love VeVe, how much I think VeVe is going to be number 1, it's almost like they get defensive. It's almost like they feel threatened. And then they hate on me. They say that I'm talking bad about other NFT projects. And I'm like, guys, I want other NFT projects to do well. I really do. I want every NFT project to succeed. Because think about it. VeVe's going to have something for everybody. Everybody's a fan of something. So it's just a matter of time. If they get into NFT projects over here, over there, over there, they're going to find VeVe over here. So it's like, I want every NFT project to do well. Domer, morning all. Have a great day. Yep. Absolutely. We are not the haters. Facts, bro. Facts. And that's the thing, Punch. Like, yeah, Recur will do amazing also. Like, I think the NFT space is going to be big enough to where there's going to be more than just one platform, right? I think VeVe is like the Nike. VeVe is like the Instagram. VeVe is the Mecca, just right here, right where the sign is. And then you're going to have, your Recur, your other NFT projects over here, over here. It's just like social media. You have Instagram, then you have Snapchat, you got Vine, right? Vine lasted for a little bit. There's gonna be a lot of Vines in the NFT world, unfortunately. Same thing with clothing. I always talk about VeVe is the Nike. I got Nike on, it's the Nike. Then you got Adidas over here, you got Reebok over there, you got K Swiss down here. Same thing that's gonna happen in the NFT space. And exactly like you said, the family, the community that we built, that's not just some buzzword that like most people use, right? This is something that we've actually built. People came to VeVe for the collectibles, for the family that's here. Now it's so big to where there's something for everybody. It's truly amazing what's happened. We have brands like Marvel watching the community saying like they can't believe what has happened in such a short amount of time. That's because of all of you guys. And you know, everybody plays a part in this. It's just like a team. When you know your role, everybody's got one goal and you win a championship. And for me, VeVe's championship has always been going mainstream. So that's why I feel like everybody in here, we've all got the same goal. We're all going towards that same goal. And it's going to happen. So it's just a matter of time. Knight Rider, what do you think the long term more valuable, the DeLorean Ultra Rare or the USS Enterprise Ultra Rare? I think the DeLorean Ultra Rare will be more valuable. I think the USS Enterprise will be awesome. It's one of the biggest NFTs. It's going to be huge. Imagine that in the VeVe verse, right? But having the first car ever, it's interactive. It's season 1. The DeLorean checks off so many boxes for me. It's the first car ever. Check. It's a season 1. Check. It's the first appearance of the DeLorean car. Check. It's interactive. Check. Like, you can't go wrong with the DeLorean. People are going to be amazed in a couple years that the DeLorean's a blue chip. Because people literally said that the DeLorean ruined the VeVe app. People were trying to tell me that the DeLorean ruined the VeVe app because there's too many additions. I was like, you guys really think that? You guys don't see what I'm seeing right now. Like, bro, the family is the biggest. Yeah, absolutely, guys. Absolutely. So the marketplace, for anybody tuning in who's new, the marketplace is going to be open in another 10 minutes. Do all of them have the same animation here. I wonder if they're all different animations, or they all have the. Okay, yeah, so they all have the. They all have the chip in their head. Wow, that's crazy. That's scary, man. Humans are gonna have chips in their head soon. That's a whole nother debate. How are you feeling about some of the FA ladies? Catwoman, Harley, Batgirl. I think they're gonna. Lazarus. Good question right there. I love them. I've been big on FA Catwoman, FA Batgirl, FA Harley Quinn, FA Mara. Mara's got to go up there too. Mara's not a big time popular character, but being the rare in that set, it's got to grow value. I mean, Superwoman, Supergirl's at like 1,000, I think. Mara's going to get there. Catwoman's huge. Like, I wasn't the biggest fan of like a lot of these collectibles, superheroes, villains, but Batgirl, Catwoman, I knew them instantly. I knew who those characters were. So that's almost not having an in-depth amount of information, knowledge about all these characters, superheroes, almost helps me in a way, because if I know a character, I know it's huge. Like, I know the mainstream knows about it. If I don't know a character, then I have to do my research on it, etc. And maybe it's still big, but I feel like mainstream won't really know about it. If I know Catwoman, I know everybody in the world knows who Catwoman is. So I feel like not having the most knowledge almost helps me in that way. Sniffles are back. December, if you're tuning in, it took the whole live stream, but the sniffles are back. But I'm going to be signing off before the marketplace opens today. Market is going to open in 8 more minutes, about 10 more minutes. So if you're new, tuning in, stay on the marketplace for another like 10 more minutes. Kelvin, the Mighties may not get traction until more Mighties get released, and then people realize that, oh, this is going to keep happening. They're probably a big deal. It's an exclusive license Marvel made just for VeVe, so I think it's gonna grow, especially because they have every incentive for it to grow at that point. That's how I felt about Ultraman. Ultraman will definitely grow. I mean, we just saw a huge pump. Ultraman. Ultraman's going to be good because it's a huge character. It's like Superman in other countries. Thoughts on Labicorn? I think it could do well in OpenSea. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I think on Mutable Lex, it's one of those that could go crazy. Thank you, JD, my bro. 100%. Absolutely, Punch. You the man, brother. All right, guys. I'm going to be signing out. Appreciate you guys big time for tuning in to the live stream today. Again, if you're new, I would stay on the marketplace for another 10 minutes, and then that's when it should open up. Usually opens 30 minutes up after the marketplace, or I'm sorry, after the drop happens, 30 minutes after the drop. Awesome that these are animated. I thought there'd be like a little twist like that. So crazy. I'll probably clip the part that I said that I think it's going to be a little animation. I love doing that. But all right, guys, appreciate you. I will be back for the next live stream drop. We have a lot of comic books coming up next week. So I'll probably go maybe later today, if not later today, definitely tomorrow, and talk about the drops coming up. We have a lot of comic book drops coming up to where you can put them together, make one big image. So I think they're going to be sought after. I think people are going to want to collect that. So that should definitely be a little fun. And we got a super chat. Let's go. Before I got off. Satan Maverick. Let's go. Man, you think like me. VeVe is my first greatest pick so far. I like your channel, brother. Let's go. Appreciate you big time for the super chat right before I got off. Yeah, man. I'm glad that we think alike. MLK stamp dropping. Yeah, I bet it would. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Said MLK stamp dropping. Satan Maverick. Appreciate you, brother, big time for tuning in to the channel. Hopefully you got a drop today, but if not, just remember there's going to be so many VeVe drops coming up to where never get disappointed if you miss one. Obviously, we want to hit the drops, especially me. But sometimes you strike out. Just keep trying. Appreciate you guys big time for always tuning in. I would wait for the market to open up in about 5 more minutes, see what the price is going for. If you find one cheap, maybe it's for you. Maybe it's not. But more drops coming up next week. I'm going to be signing out. Appreciate you guys big time for tuning in. As always, it's your boy, Johnny Dunn. We out, y'all.